2018 Suzuki SX4 S-Cross Review. The good points of Suzuki SX4 S-Cross: efficient engine lineup, comfortable, affordable, generously equipped. The bad points of Suzuki SX4 S-Cross: lacks wow factor. Looks are an acquired taste. Steering is quite light. The Suzuki SX4 S-Cross is made to take on competitors inside the medium-sized crossover market. Think upon it as a slightly smaller alternative to the kind of the Nissan Qashqai, Mazda CX-5, Skoda Yeti and Kia Sportage and you're about there. When it was launched in 2013, its looks were an acquired taste, the nose design in particularly looking droopy as if it had melted. Suzuki sought to rectify this from autumn 2016. Gets hotter facelifted the automobile, with the all-new bonnet, front bumper, bold grille and new lamps back and front. It certainly remains a unique choice inside class. While its looks certainly are a little questionable, its underpinnings derive from the excellent Suzuki Swifts, which implies it drives and rides well. The interior, while just a little dated, seems hard-wearing and there's feeling of honesty about the automobile. Some from the cabin's plastics feel less than its rivals, but it is a reduced amount of expensive to buy so that you can forgive that. Choice of engines and all-wheel drive option. The SX4 might be ordered through an all-grip all-wheel drive system containing 4 selectable driving modes promising better performance and safety when conditions please take a turn for your worse. While the ride height grew up by 15 mm to 180 mm contained in the 2016 facelift, don't suppose the S-Cross as being a toughest old boots off-roader. All-wheel drive is usually available for those trying to find lower running costs. When launched in 2013, the SX4 S-Cross included a collection of 1.6-liter engines within petrol and diesel configurations, the first kind coming using a 6-speed manual or CVT automatic. Only the diesel survived the 2016 revisions, the petrol's place being usurped by 2 downsized booster jet turbo units. Shared while using Suzuki Baleno could be the 1.0-liter booster jet, whilst the 1.4-liter version's power plant is additionally found inside the sportier Vitara S. The smaller motors mated to some 5-speed manual transmission, the larger that has a 6-speeder, while are optionally available which has a 6-speed automatic, offering much greater control and much less engine noise versus the previous CVT. Large boot, clever roof. According to Suzuki, the brand new SX4 can be a class leader in interior and luggage space. The boot has 430 liters of capacity. This means it trumps the kind of hatchbacks S-Cross buyers are deserting, such as Vauxhall Astra plus the Ford Focus. From the 2016 overhaul, this can be increased to 440 liters by positioning the trunk seat backrest in a rather more upright position. On higher spec cars you'll also be able to utilize a double sliding glass panoramic roof, with both front and back portions that might be opened. Despite Suzuki states be first to offer with this, BMW offered a comparable feature on its 1992 5 Series Touring, albeit with steel as opposed to glazed panels. The previous generation SX4 was popular due to its compact dimensions and high quantities of equipment. It was comfortable traveling and handled well too. Of main objective for this larger second-generation version are these claims: market segment is extremely competitive, evidenced by S-Cross sales being a lesser amount than expected over its first 36 months. Suzuki's management believes greater visually interesting 2016 version will revitalize sales. Suzuki SX4 S-Cross SUV model history. October 2013, launched as being a larger replacement with the SX4, which initially it sold alongside. The SX4 S-Cross is really a 5-seater SUV loaded with equipment inside a value-for-money offer. From launch SZ3, SZ4, the fleet-focused SZT plus the range-topping SZ5 trim structure was offered, with a range of a 1.6-liter petrol engine alongside the 1.6-liter diesel. All-grip 4-wheel drive is additionally available on selected models. October 2014, aimed squarely at fleet buyers, the SZT trim is really a direct replacement to the previous SZ4 petrol models. Available in 1.6-liter CVT automatic and 1.6-liter all-grip manual forms, the SZT package incorporates sat-nav, DAB radio, polished 17-inch alloy wheels and dual-zone climate control. October 2016, major facelift for your range incorporates a new bonnet, bold chroma look grille, reprofiled bumpers and new lights back and front. While the 1.6-liter diesel is carried over, the petrol engines are replaced by 1.0 and 1.4-liter booster jet turbos. Trim levels are realigned to SZ4, SZT and SZ5, with all-grip 4-wheel drive available throughout the range. All you need to know and slightly bit more besides. Watch on for full Suzuki SX4 S-Cross review. Booster jet pit rolls are smooth and powerful. This diesel benefits high-mileage drivers. 1.0-liter petrol the most beneficial all-rounder. From launch Suzuki SX4 S-Cross performance was delivered by a range of a petrol or diesel power plant, both 1.6 liters in capacity. Following the 2016 facelift, the initial petrol engine was dropped and replaced by turbocharged booster jet power plants in 1.0 and 1.4-liter sizes. Petrol engine range. Available from 2013 to 2016, the 1.6-liter petrol engine made 120 horsepower with 156 Nm of pulling power. In two-wheel drive configuration using the manual gearbox it hits 62 miles per hour from standstill in 11.0 seconds, which has a top speed of 111 miles per hour. As you move, the optional CVT transmission meant a sprint to 62 miles per hour in 12.4 seconds plus a top speed of 105 miles per hour. When in all-wheel drive format the figures changed again. The manual car reached 62 miles per hour in 12 seconds and did 108 miles per hour flat out, whilst the CVT-equipped car took 13.5 seconds and 102 miles per hour respectively. The two turbocharged booster jet engines were introduced in autumn 2016 because they're petrol engine choices. First up would be the 1.0-liter, following your trend to be a 3-cylinder unit. There's 111 horsepower on tap and 170 Nm of torque, which is available from 2000 revolutions per minute, turning it into surprisingly good at hauling the S-Cross around without sounding or feeling strained. In fact, there's not just much of that familiar 3-cylinder throw-mule expertise in other micro-engine cars. 3 transmission options here. A good 5-speed manual that has a top speed of 112 miles per hour plus a 0.62 miles per hour period of 11.0 seconds flat, while those figures become 106 miles per hour and 12.4 seconds using the optional 6-speed automatic. Stick using the manual but plump for all-grip all-wheel drive and expect you'll see 109 miles per hour and 12.0 seconds with the 0.62 miles per hour dash. Offering a tad bit more zip may be the 140 horsepower 1.4-liter, 4-cylinder booster jet also found inside the Suzuki Vitara S. Despite having 220 Nm of torque at its disposal from just 1,500 revolutions per minute, it's not significantly quicker than its 1.0-liter alternative. All grip is standard around the 1.4 liter, and whether or not you stick with all the 6-speed manual or find the automatic with all the same amount of ratios from your options checklist, performance is the identical. A 124 miles per hour top speed plus a 0.62 miles per hour period of 10.2 seconds. Sole diesel engine. Badges. For diesel direct injection system, Suzuki's most economical SX4 S-Cross produces 120 horsepower along with a healthy 320 Nm of torque from 1,750 revolutions per minute. Also emits minimal CO2 at 106 gkm. In two-wheel drive configuration, the SX4 S-Cross diesel will hit 62 miles per hour in 12.0 seconds, which has a top speed of 112 miles per hour. In all-wheel drive form, it'll perform the same sprint in 13.0 seconds, having a top speed of 109 miles per hour. Both come having a 6-speed manual gearbox. Safe and predictable driving experience. Little feel with the steering wheel. Trade-off is often a comfy ride quality. Based on outstanding Swift's underpinnings, the Suzuki SX4 S-Cross handles adequately, notwithstanding the amount of body roll when cornered enthusiastically along with the over-assisted steering. Seeing as buyers of family crossovers will not be trying to find a weapon to sate their broad driving desires, those points are less important as opposed to S-Cross's maneuverability and decent numbers of comfort. The SX4 S-Cross is available being a conventional front-wheel drive car or fitted with Suzuki's all-grip all-wheel drive system. The latter has 4 driving modes. Auto decides which setup is necessary to the driving conditions. Sport provides top performance, snow is perfect for more inclement conditions, and luck is needed for proper off-roading, or as close as you can get to venturing off of the beaten track in the S-Cross. We'd only pick greater costly all-grip system after we were particularly concerned with heavy snow or going off-road. It's worth noting that your far more cost-effective treatment for the snow problem would have been a set of winter tires using a front-wheel drive SX4. In terms from the underpinnings, Suzuki claims that both suspension and brakes are actually tuned for UK roads, and it also does apparently cope well, transmitting some of the ruts you'll experience of Britain on the occupants' seats. As portion of the 2016 makeover, the SX4 S-Cross's ride height spent my youth by 15 mm, insufficient to negatively impact ride or handling. However, the bolder stance gave the Suzuki much more of a crossover look compared to the tall hatchback appearance it had before. Simple but user-friendly dash layout. Material upgrade in 2016. Comfortable but unexciting. Nestle when driving of the Suzuki SX4 S-Cross, and you're not faced while using most exciting of dashboard layouts, but it can be functional and straightforward within a way that reflects your vehicle's honesty and price point. While the fundamental design was maintained to the 2016 facelift, a soft touch panel was added towards the main dashboard plane, whilst the surround to the multimedia display was switched to get a glossy black affair that complemented the screen itself. All the controls are logical functioning and location and feel robust enough to face the test of your energy, although some in the plastic finishes feel that they might be prone to becoming scratched. A couple of S-Crosses we sampled also felt just as if the finish within the manual gear knobs would have been a bit rougher than ideal. Establishing a snug driving position is definitely achieved that has a fine amount of adjustability for the seat and tire, although even its lowest position you sense like you're sat high up. That's par with the crossover course, though. Comfortable front seats are supportive. Rear space is tight for 3 adults. Well and ride quality. One with the Suzuki SX4 S-Cross's trump cards is its overall amounts of comfort. Thanks to your high-rise, long travel suspension and chunky sidewalled tires, it delivers a reliable ride quality which is unfamiliar only at that end with the market. Its cabin isn't the broadest from the class, which means 5 up it could feel like a casino game of motoring sardines around the back seat, though with 4 passengers agreeable the occupants could have few gripes. The Suzuki's seats are perfectly fine. Top-spec ones are upholstered in leather, less senior trims having a monochrome fabric, but they also offer fine support as well as a good selection of adjustment. Only the leading center armrest raises a significant higher-level frustration, being set too low down and rearwards to become of use to anyone lacking those with orangutan-esque upper limbs. Exterior noise is satisfyingly hushed with little that's disturbingly audible in the tires or door mirrors as air rushes around them at speed. The engines can be subdued enough, save for that original 1.6-liter petrol paired with all the CVT auto box, that one's best avoided anyway. Simple range is well equipped. Familiar trim level hierarchy. Few choices available. Not to the first time, Suzuki schools other car makers as to the best way to thoroughly specify an automobile. The SX4 S-Cross can be purchased in 3 familiar, and generously kitted out, trim amounts of SZ4, SZT and SZ5. Standard Suzuki SX4 S-Cross SUV equipment. There's no escaping that in entry-level SZ4 trim the SX4 S-Cross is quite keenly priced, but that doesn't mean you're gonna invest in a very hairshirt special. For your outlay you'll reap the benefits of 16-inch alloy wheels, black lower body moldings for that exterior, aircon, cruise control, a CD player with DAB radio and Bluetooth connectivity, electric door mirrors plus an illuminated sun visor mirror. Most buyers are anticipated to opt with the mid-range SZT, also it's obvious why. Outside it's distinguished by the polished finish for your alloys, silver lower body moldings complemented by roof rails inside the same color, front fog lamps, indicators incorporated into the door mirrors, parking sensors as well as a reversing camera, plus full LED lights which first turn on automatically. Climb aboard and you'll appreciate the dual-zone climate control, rear privacy glass, keyless entry and starting, a top-position rear seatback to grow the boot capacity, sat-nav and multimedia system with Apple CarPlay and extended interior lighting. Topping the range would be the SZ5, which adds on the SZT's kit count with leather seating, heated front seats, adaptive cruise control as well as a double sliding glass sunroof. Optional Suzuki SX4 S-Cross SUV accessories. Suzuki offers few options for your SX4 S-Cross, such will be the generosity on the standard equipment. Nevertheless, you can liaise along with your dealer about some with the extra kit available, like many instances it'll be them that are great for it. Metallic paint, 5 shades. The knit is extra, similar to different colors and finishes to the alloy wheels. You can further personalize your S-Cross with chroma-look decor packages, roof racks, tow bars, and boot liners and dividers. 5-star Euro NCAP crash test rating. Adaptive cruise control from 2016. 4-wheel drive availability. When building the Suzuki SX4 S-Cross, safety was an inherent feature, as reflected by its 5-star rating when crashed under controlled conditions through the experts at Euro NCAP. Safety kit installed includes electronic stability control, a speed limiter, tire pressure monitoring, 7 airbags along with a body created to protect pedestrians inside event of a positive change. As the main 2016 overhaul, adaptive cruise control ACC became available. It works effectively, with 3 numbers of gap permitted to the auto in front. When the obstruction ahead clears, this cross is prompt at returning on the preset speed. High-spec SX4 S-Crosses feature Suzuki's all-grip part-time all-wheel drive system, which engages power to the spine wheels when the front pair lose traction. It's a seamless system, but also in truth few UK customers will benefit through the extra traction. Usefully, the ACC also allows the motive force to change gear without disengaging it, even though conventional cruise control doesn't feature that amount of convenience. Boot space is often a strong point. Rear seat a squeeze for 3. Decent number of oddment storage. Over the earlier generation, Suzuki SX4 S-Cross practicality has improved dramatically. Although just 150 mm longer overall, the boot capacity has expanded from 270 liters to 430 liters. As the main 2016 facelift, Suzuki rejigged the corner seat, allowing the spine seat backrest to undertake a recline function. When the seats move to your more upright position, the boot gains an additional 10 liters of capacity. You'll have the capacity to fit 4 adults into your vehicle relatively easily, but those over 6 feet tall may find their head touching the roof and side back, especially in models using the double sliding glass roof. There are storage areas inside central console and, despite its lousy positioning, there's an armrest behind the handbrake which has a storage bin within. You go for door pockets that include bottle holders on your drinks and also a cubby under the stereo and heater controls.